Okay, guys. All right, we're ready to start. So again, sorry for the technical difficulties. This is um, Frenetic from the Mahjong Meetup, episode 6. Um, we're joined by my co-host Daske.
How's it going?
It's going well, Daske. How have you been?
Pretty busy. And also playing lots of Pokemon Go.
Oh, so tell us. So has that distracted yourself from playing mahjong?
Occasionally. I think I've ran like 70 kilometers in the last since Pokemon Go has come out.
Whoa. Okay, guys. Maybe you can mix your mahjong playing with a little healthy playing of Pokemon Go. So I'd like to also welcome another our special guest that we have. I'm joined here by Masa.
Yes.
Say hello, Masa.
Hello, everyone.
So
Masa-kun!
Masakun is here.
Yay.
Yay! So tell us a little bit about yourself, Masa, and your love for mahjong.
No, I'm a guy, player, Mahjong.
I am a guy. Okay, alright.
What else? Mm, I'm a
Are you good?
no, I'm okay. Like I'm a average player, but
How long have you been playing for?
I'm playing for about 17 years,
Oh,
Oh, wow.
17 years. Wow. So modest.
and that's it.
Wow. The chat says 17 years. Wow. I just wanted to say, guys, if you guys are listening, please listen on the Twitch chat. Open twitch.tv/, the Mahjong Meetup. And don't enter in the voice chat on Discord because it's kind of messing up my window. So, yeah, just listen from Twitch chat. And, yeah. Oh, I think we have Kenji-kun.
Yay!
Welcome, Kenji-kun. I see him in the chat.
Huh? Kenji is here?
Yeah, Kenji's here.
Kenji is
Oh, wow.
KNG B&B. Say hello, KNG B&B. So we're here to talk about our experience here at Anime Expo. I'm going to leave that to you, Daske. Can you talk about our appearance at Anime Expo?
Yeah. So several months back, Frenetic got into contact with the people at Anime Expo and checked to see if we can like run a mahjong room or something. Originally, we were talking to the guys over there at the Japanese culture room, and they were like, "Yeah, we'd totally love to have mahjong," but they were a little slow on the reply, and it ended up like, I think what 3 weeks or like 2 weeks before Anime Expo, they're like, "Hey guys, do you want a panel?" Sure. And so we got a panel spot.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Yeah, a little bit bad on the communication on their part, I think. But yeah, so we got signed up for the panel, and we put it. They gave us like our own page on the Anime Expo site where people can go like sign up, kind of like or express interest in going. And before the actual panel, we had like 150 people, uh, like say that they wanted to go, and so that was pretty cool. The actual event was on Sunday at from 4:45 p.m. to what was it, 6:30?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So it was a really long panel, uh, and originally it was just like me, Frenetic's wife, and Masakun. But we met up with a lot of Osamuko people that we knew from like the Discord chat, and a couple people from the Pacific Mahjong League who were at Anime Expo, and they helped us out a lot. So we are really, really thankful to them.
Thank you very much.
Shout outs, shout outs to Marius, Delta. Who else?
Simon,
Simon.
Vincent,
Uh,
And Vincent
who?
from the Chicago group.
Oh, Vincent. Oh, Vincent. Yeah. Was that only four? I
Mateus.
know Espel was there, but he was out. Who
Yeah,
else?
Mateus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mateus. Yeah. Mm. But yeah, it was really nice. The entire room itself had what 180 chairs, and we had like 221 people. So it was pretty nice panel, especially since they stayed like the entire length of the panel.
Yeah, they were really interested, and I want to also give a shout outs to the Chicago Mahjong group and Q double A that shared their handouts that they did for Anime Central in Chicago, and that's what we used to modify and use as handouts. Very good. So,
Mm.
um, uh, guys that you're listening from other clubs, please join NARMA. We do a lot of that type of information sharing. So it's like, hey, I heard you guys held a panel at an anime convention. Can we borrow your handout? Can we look at your presentation? And so, also, we use a lot of the presentation from our friends in Slovakia. We did Tweety and R2, I believe, lent us for the PowerPoint presentation. So
Mm.
that worked out really well. So we're all about sharing information here in Narma or in just the Mahjong community in general. So
Mm. Yeah, every single person that came to our panel, we gave them like a front and back little mahjong sheet that had like, kind of an introduction to mahjong, like how to do make hands, what are melds, what are the different types of calls you can do, as well as some basic yaku, and then a lot of information, for instance, for like the Mahjong Meetup, for like Dinah's Mahjong book for different mahjong groups in the area. And also, we gave away. We had a giant stack of Pacific Mahjong League, like complete Mahjong tutorial books, and we gave away like eight of those to like the first people that came in. Gave one to everyone that came up on stage to help us, and then we gave out the rest of them to like anyone that just gave us their contact information. And so we ended up giving, I think, 60 of those away in total. And
yeah,
so
that sounds
hopefully
right.
people get out there. Yeah, yeah. So hopefully people get out there and play more Mahjong. Here's to hoping.
Yeah, here's to hoping. So, for tips for you guys that want to spread mahjong, I highly recommend going to your local anime convention, going to their website, and applying for being a panel and pitching it as being part of Japanese culture, because a lot of these conventions that are into promoting anime are kind of into spreading out and promoting Japanese culture in general. So, as you bill mahjong as like a uniquely Japanese Richi Mahjong as being part of Japanese culture, you're more likely to get in as a panel. And plus, you can also talk about it as very connected with the sake anime and also the Akagi
Saki.
anime, sake.
You will
Sake,
get drunk.
yeah, and you will
Well, you
get drunk.
can, but
You can drink sake while watching sake.
Saki.
um, or
Saki Sake.
that's right. So you have and then you can always pitch Akagi. And feel free to go ahead and steal our description from Anime Expo, and just use that and use that pitch. If you guys need help on applying on how to get into an anime convention, hit me up. I'm on the Osamuko Discord, and I'm willing to share the application that I did, and there's maybe some emails that I did for the pitch. Second of all, it's very important that while you're doing the panel, in the PowerPoint, I put my email. And what we did, and this was a very helpful suggestion from my wife, was announce during the panel that you're giving something away, but people have to email you with their smartphone and show your broadcast, put your email on the slide, and then they can email you. Also, have them email you their email contact, where they're from, so that way you can get a hold of them and maybe refer them to the right groups if they don't live in your area. If they do live in your area, that's more souls for mahjong, people that can help out. and not only just play but also help out. So recruitment was a big point of the panel too, not only teaching. Um, Daisuke, you had the great innovation of using my laptop's webcam to do a live Tibet demonstration. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah. So in the original presentation that we were going to do with PowerPoint, we wanted to go over there and actually teach people like how to play mahjong because it's an introduction to mahjong, and so about like a third of the people that we had there knew some type of mahjong before, whether it's like Chinese, American, or even Japanese, and then the rest of them haven't even heard of mahjong. So we first had to teach them, like what is a hand, what can you call, how do you, what are like melds and all that. And the best method that we found that usually does that is the Tibet rules. But whenever you're using the Tibet rules, which usually starts teaching people with like 4-hand mahjong and 7-hand mahjong and 10-hand mahjong, you do it on a single table with like 3 other people or 4 other people. Um, but in this case right here, we had about like 200 people just kind of hanging around in a large room, and having individual like tiles for each of the, for everyone there, or even like people to help out, is not practical. And while we can put like individual examples up on like a slide, the problem there was that we were kind of like forced to go along with whatever we had. Like if anyone asked any questions, we couldn't just go and change it up. We couldn't like really be how do you say dynamic with it. So instead, what we thought of was to use the webcam on our laptop and just have the tiles right there, so that we can just pull the laptop down, have the webcam right on the tiles, and then we can just make any example that we want, or answer any question that we want, and show them immediately what they can do. And then we were also able to invite people up on stage and have them solve their own problems. So that was a pretty interesting addition that we thought of like last minute, and it worked really well. I'm looking forward to trying to use that in the future as well.
Yeah, that was really awesome. I thought what we did was we also involved the rest of the room, kind of saying, okay, who do you think that we should discard which tile, and then I'd have raise your hands, and then how about this tile, raise your hands, and then we would then discard the correct tile, and then Daisuke would explain why we discarded that certain tile, and so it gets the people, instead of just kind of just watching like a PowerPoint slide, it gets more interactivity. We also entertained a lot of questions during the panel. At this point, I'd like to go ahead and get our Masakun here to talk about his thoughts about coming into the Anime Expo panel, and talk about his role when he played Sega Mahjong live. So,
Okay.
so Masa-san, I invited you to come and play, or to come and help present. What did you think of Anime Expo, and what did you hear about it, and what were your thoughts of before you got there?
I knew there's gonna be a lot of people coming in, but I didn't expect like about like 200, more than 200 people.
Oh.
And how many of you guys had a presentation in front of those people, like 200 people? And I was so nervous. I don't even remember what I said in front of them.
Oh, yeah.
And I just want to tell you guys, Frenedic and Daisuke, they did a really good job, and we should video record it, and then you should post it on the YouTube next time.
Next time. That'll be for
That was
next
really
time.
good session.
Masako, you really helped us out when you were playing Sega Mahjong on my computer So in the later half, we put up Sega Mahjong so people could actually watch a kind of a game go on.
Yeah.
And what were your thoughts on that?
The Sega Mahjong, the computer was too strong. they had like too quick reach and everything, and it was only like 10% for the demonstrate.
Yeah.
But all I did was Ori for start from the beginning and till the end.
Oh, I see.
So I show their my Ori skill, but I don't think they enjoyed it.
Maybe we'll try to figure out how to do something else. Use a different program that we can install on my computer that you can help me do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's maybe a bit kinder. maybe Matari Mahjong? I don't know.
No, I think we should set with the only Tsumogiri guy, and then we should play on the Tenko.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe we'll play on Tenho. Or, so maybe we should go ahead and also talk about, this is a good point, when I showed up at the Janso. Okay, is there any more? Let's see, more questions. Mullerjong asked how many people that were into Mahjong, how old were they? Well, they kind of ran in their like 20s. There was also like a mother and son kind of up in front.
Mostly, I think they're 20s.
Yeah, mostly 20s, I'd say, Mullerjong. Yeah, mostly 20s. But Anime Expo, again, it was such a big convention that we were able to get a big turnout. But if you have it at the smaller conventions, you can also bill it as a panel and also having a play area in their tabletop gaming room. And that's you can bring a junk mat, pie, a set of tiles, and teach people how to play. They'll like, oh, I've seen this game in Sake or Akagi. I've always wanted to learn. And like I said, the way that I started was I was at TohoCon and helping running the game room, and members from PML came in and asked to set up a game in the room, and it just really, I think I had asked about a couple of weeks before at another convention, PMX, where I could learn to play Mahjong, because they had someone playing a Mahjong. I didn't get any reply, and I was just like, oh, I really want to learn. And then finally I went to PML. Well, since we have Masakun here, maybe we can go over his viewpoint when I came over to the Janso for the first time and asked if there was Mahjong here to play. So Masakun, can you tell me when you first saw me and what your thoughts were when I was kind of just hanging around trying to knock on the Janso's door and I want to play Mahjong.
Okay. And where should I start? I was gonna actually talking with my boss, and he's my shisho. He's
Okay.
my master for Mahjong. And then we were discussing like we should find more friends playing Mahjong. And then I used to live near the Janso, but since I moved up to the LA about like 2-3 years ago, since then I haven't went down to the Janso, but I had a time to just stop by to say hi for the owner, and then I went there, and then the store was closed, so I went to eat the ramen next to them. And then I came back and I tried to go home, but there was a guy.
Oh, me, right?
Yeah, there was a guy, weird guy, who was trying to get into the Janso, even the door is locked. And then I thought he's a Japanese guy, so I told him, excuse me, the owner is not in the store today. So, and he looked at me and he didn't show me the face like he didn't understand.
Oh, so you said that in Japanese
Yes.
to me first.
And then surprise, okay, he's an English guy. And then second thought,
He's a dirty gaijin.
no, second thought I had was the other Janso had closed down because of the undercover police came in and then caught at the gamble.
Oh.
So I thought he might be a police guy or something going on. So I thought, I should be careful. I should just get up.
Oh, get out. Okay.
And then he started asking me about the Mahjong, and then I said I don't know how to play Mahjong.
Yes, that's right.
I tried to get up, but he keep asking me the question. Then I thought, okay, maybe he's not the police guy. Okay, he's a nice guy. And then right there's another player stop by.
Case.
Chacho.
The Kacho.
Chacho.
Shacho.
And then he was asking, hey, you
Chacho.
guys want to play Mahjong? And then he called the owner, and then the owner picked up the phone, and he was inside the store. He just didn't want to, come out.
Oh, because someone's knocking. Like
Someone's knocking.
why would he come out if someone's knocking?
No,
'Cause
he was actually going to go casino. He wanted to close the store that night.
Oh, okay.
But since he picked up the phone call, so he said, okay, why not? Let's play.
Okay.
And then I thought this guy, Frenetic, first time, and then I thought he could play Mahjong. That's why he came to the Janso. And then when we sit on the table, we roll the dice and we kind of explain because at the chance they have a special rules we call it wareme. Some part we need to pay double or we get the earned points double. And I kind of explain, and then when we start game, he's been playing, so I thought he should be okay. But me, Shacho, and the owner, we kind of kick back and take a look how good he is. So it was first round. It was okay, let's take a look.
Okay.
Without talking nothing.
So you weren't talking about yourself. Okay.
I could kind of understand the situation. So okay, let's see how good he is. And then he started doing the pawn with the I think 105 pin or so or manzu, I forgot, but he did the pawn. And then after that,
I pawned for Akadora, right?
Yeah. And then I thought, okay, he's going for the Tanyao. And then the Shacho-san discard other 5, and he said wrong. And then I thought, okay, and he opened the hand. He had a Sanshoku Doko, which is 5 of triplets, right? And then I was like, wow. And then he had a 2 Aka, and then it was Mangan, I think. Tanyao, Sanshoku Doko, Aka, I think. Okay, this guy could play. And then when we stopped playing East second run, I think. And then the owner did the quick reach, right? And then he told Frenedic, okay, you gotta be careful. This is dealer's reach. And then Frenedic goes, okay. And then he discussed something really dangerous, and then he got wrong. And then he paid 24,000. And then okay. And then the third run, I think Frenedic did the Richie, right?
Yeah.
And then okay, then everybody has to be careful. And then it became the Rukyoku. And then he opened the hand. He had a Noten Richie.
Yeah, my hand was shaking because I was so scared, and I
then right there clearly everybody figure out, okay, he is the beginner. And then we play how many? 3 games?
We played 3 Hanchan?
3 Hanchan maybe?
Yeah.
And then I think Frenedic got 3 fourth place.
Yeah, 3 4th. It was all downhill from there. So
Ouch.
I begged off. I was like, okay, this is the last, because I kept on losing by a lot, and I was like, I don't know how much money I'm losing. So.
But that night, that experience was kind of special because I was looking for new friends that can play Mahjong, and then Frenedic started giving me the information about some Japanese group, right?
Yeah.
And then I start contacting them, and then I told Frenedic, I don't know how much they're betting, so why don't I go first? Take a look, and if that's okay, then let's go together.
Okay.
Because I thought Frenedic is gonna lose all the money.
Like I did at the Johnso. So
I contacted those guys, and then I went first, and then they were not betting nothing, almost nothing.
Oh.
And then that was the guys, the core member of the Rapon.
What would later become La Pong.
Yeah, later become Rapon. And then we kind of making the groups right now, and then Frenedic start introducing me Daisuke, and then Daisuke was the funniest guy.
Oh, tell me more about your first thoughts about Daisuke.
I had a couple player, the white boy. They could play Mahjong, but he was really good, and he knew everything about the Mahjong, all small details, like Mahjong wars, and then I tried to share those books with Daisuke, and I sent him a message. Hey, did you read this guy's book? It's really good. The new stuff is coming out. It's really good. And every time I send him a message, Daisuke goes, I already read it, or I haven't. And then this guy went to where the university in Japan, right? For 1 year.
Jyoti or Sophia Daigaku.
Yeah, but
the English name is Sophia University in Tokyo.
main reason was he wanted to go to Japanese Janso. And so this guy went to Japan as a foreign exchange student as a Mahjong.
For Mahjong, huh?
So I have never seen such a guy. Then he's incredible.
Ah,
And then after that he brought it in Shinki
that's right.
to Rapon.
Yes.
And then more surprise.
More surprised seeing a.
Yeah.
Or surprise.
Where is Shinky? Are you in the chat, Shinky?
I don't know if he's here right now.
Oh, okay. So
Anyway,
what surprised you about Shinky?
Shinki's surprise was when we start playing the game, he had a quick action, which is I think chi pong ron, and he won about like 2 rounds, and then okay, I figure okay he's a kind of nowadays the digital like faster player.
Digital style.
Yeah, and then after that, he tried to do the Meisai, which is camouflage, and then he caught us pretty good.
Oh.
And then I thought, what the heck? And then I got the crazy hands at the high buy. I could take a look like Baimans already with the high buy.
Okay.
And then I had a chance to become like more wider weights.
Like to Rion men weight.
Yeah, or five weighting possibility.
Oh, what's
But-
that in Japanese? A 5
Komenchan.
gomenchan. Okay.
But I decided, okay, what about his reaction for the quick Richi? It was like Mijume Richi. And then I just did the Kanchan, but I did the Richi. And then first, the tile he discarded was red 5. And I was like,
Oh my
what
god,
the
that red 5
heck?
was horrible.
What the heck? Is this guy's really good or what? But next day, me and Dasuke and Shinki went to eat the soba, and I asked him, "Why did you discard the red 5?" Because I wanted to hear from his thinking, and he go, "I had a hesitate before I did the Richi. I call Richi. I had a little bit of hesitate, and which I have, because it's a habit.
Your little tell.
Yeah,
right?
because it's not ramen. It's a kanchan or penchan. What should I do? Richi, right? But this one is like most of the player they have it, the hesitate moment. And then I figure, okay, this guy is not only the online player because at the online mahjong like tenko,
Yes.
it's kind of hard to tell it's a hesitate reach or
Or just the built-in
confident
delay.
reachy
Yeah.
or can't really tell the difference, right? Wow. So the PML NorthCal, they're really playing the actual margin, and then I figure this guy's really good. And anyway, after that, Shinki, I thought, anyway, I won the hands, and the next round, Shinki, I think Frenetic had a Richie, and then Shinki looks like he was doing Ori, and then I was not care about like what he's doing, and then
Because he's
care,
out. Because like
yeah.
he's not in Tenpai anymore.
Yeah, and then he go Tsumo, and then I was like, really? For what? And he opened the hand. It was like Homitsu Suanko, and then I was like, stop! It's like comic.
Like that's like a comic style
Yeah.
win, right?
And then next Hanchan, I think my boss Shisho came in, and then when we start playing, and then Shinki kept doing his Meisai, and then Shinki and then Shisho did the kind of Meisai camouflage Richie, and then Shinki selected the tile to discard, and then Shisho won the hands, but still Shisho was impressed because this guy is really thinking, and then this guy know what he's doing. And then next day he told me that, and then Shinki had a at the last hand, I think Shinki had it was kind of gamble, like 3 sozu, 3so.
It was a what is it called? He had a 1124 of either I think Pinzu or Sozu.
Yeah, and then I think 4 sozu we could count like 3 on the hole already, right? So there was like 3 sozu was we see 3 on the hole, and then 4 sozu was on the hole or something like that. It was like really we call it's a one chance, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, Tanki, right?
No. Like we could see three. Dasuke, you need to help me to explain. We see.
So a one chance is where you have you see three of a tile, and so there's only one more chance for them to have a two-sided weight on something.
Yeah.
So for instance, if you can see three four Sozus, that means they only have one more chance with the last four Sozu to have a two-sided weight on, let's say, the 2 and the 5.
So Shisho picked the three. Without hesitate, he discarded, and then it was a Richie Ipatsu Sanshoku. And then Shisho goes, really?
Really? Wow.
Wow, this guy, wow. And then sometimes it happens at the Janso level, because everybody go after one Jansu, or it's a good shape for them. But he and me never thought about the American player does those kind of crazy tricks.
Like that tactics,
Yeah,
huh?
tactics. Yes. So, wow. And then now I know there's so many American people who are interested in the Richie Mahjong, and then I start getting involved, and it's getting fun every
Right?
day.
Yeah. What's making it fun for you?
It's like Saki's story, we see more stronger players or groups, and then I could tell it's developing or improving. Everybody try to improve, and then Frenetic taking their time reading the books, and Daniel has Dasuke has a lot of books, and then Rapon, it's we start doing like a training, and then we kind of try to do the adjust the rule to the PML tournament from September.
For September,
Yeah.
training your members.
We're gonna
to
have a
come.
practice. Watch out.
Do you hear that, guys? La Palm is giving you guys a challenge.
Yes. So everybody,
A challenge.
from all over the world. So those are getting. So it's getting real.
Yeah, I think we all want to bring our strongest mahjong that we can. It's interesting because mahjong is Richie Mahjong is a game, but we kind of talk about our mahjong, like Masa's mahjong or Shisho's mahjong, Dasuke's mahjong. I talk about my mahjong, like I want to get better my mahjong, and it's a skill and a game, and just not to toot PML's own horn, but it was impressive that we're having a 52. Yeah, Dasuke will do it for me. That we have a tournament with 52 openings, but we were thinking, okay, it was going to take some months before it would totally fill up. But the 52 spaces filled up in less
days?
than a week. What?
Yeah, 3 days, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Dasuke.
for those of you that haven't or aren't around much, a couple weeks ago, within like the last several Mahjong meetups, I've been talking about the upcoming Pacific Mahjong League's tournament. Well, 2 weeks ago, we actually opened up the registration for the PML Richie Mahjong Open 2016, which I'll actually have the link right here in the chat. So originally we opened it up with 48 positions, and I went around to everywhere and just kind of like threw up a link to our site. Our site was made by the president of our club, who she is really talented. But anyway,
Yay, Kira-san.
so we were expecting it to kind of like fill up kind of okayish eventually. Really hope we get like over 28 people. But yeah, so we put it up there, and the next day we wake up, like, because I put this out at like 10 p.m. at night on the West Coast, so everyone's dead. I wake up in the morning, and then there's already like 15 people signed up, and it's like, what? And 3 days later, all 48 spots were already filled up.
I think
We
the
then
next day-
found out we're like,
Next day after you post the website, you send me the text early in the morning, right?
yes.
Because from Rapon we need to register.
Yeah, because I think he said it's already half full.
And
Ropom, you need to
I thought
go.
like, what the heck is he talking about? Because I thought I was gonna go Rapon on the weekend, try to explain to everybody, and then I was gonna ask them, hey, if you wanna join the tournament, how many of you guys gonna go? But next day on the weekday,
Yeah.
so I sent everybody message, but I figured there's no time, so I just paid for everybody's registration
Okay,
because I
okay.
need to reserve the seat.
And that was very smart
Yeah,
because
it
it
was
closed
too close.
too close, huh? Um,
So how many of the listeners gonna go attend the PML tournament?
yeah, who's? Oh, hey, there's Q. Good. Hey, good to see you, Q. Thanks again for the handout. Who? So who's in the Twitch chat that is going? Press one if you're going to the PML tournament.
Press one. I
So
know
eventually press
Q is going
two
to the
if they're
PML
not
tournament,
going.
and he asked how many East Coasters. I don't know exactly how many. We're still kind of formulating the players list because the way we did the sign up. But I know like David Bresnik from USPML, the president of NARMA as well, is going, as well as Alon, who's from the USPML. So that should be fun.
Mm.
I know Scott Miller is going, who is he heads Mahjong News. And then we have like all those people from La Palm, so there's gonna be like a really good amount of Japanese players there that are gonna be really strong. We have our three pros that are coming over here. We have people from Seattle that are coming. I know Copro from where is that? Somewhere in Canada. I always forget the name of it. Waterloo is also trying to come, and so yeah, it should be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
What? XPO signed up?
And then,
Wait, what?
oh,
Uh,
so Daisuke, I wanna ask you a little bit about the tournament.
all right.
Daisuke, like, can you explain like shorter version of like the rules, like
Yeah.
compare with
Um.
maybe
So
Tengo's rules or something?
so the rules are the World Reachy what's it called, the WRC rules, which were used at the World Reachy Championship in Paris a couple years ago. In comparison to Tenho, it's very similar. The main differences is one, we have Kiriage Mangan.
Okay,
So so 7 7 goes up to
8,000.
8,000 and 11 6 goes up to 12. Um, there is no multiple Yakuman.
Okay,
Or I'm
double
sorry,
Yakuman.
there is multiple Dakiman, but there is no double Yakuman.
Okay.
For cons, whenever you con, the tile will always flip first
Oh,
beforehand,
first. Okay,
regardless
that's
if it's
good
an
to
open
know.
or closed.
Do we
There's
have
a
a
Tamahane.
second Uradora? Second kan Uradora too?
Yes, you do.
Okay. What about red 5?
So as there are no red fives.
Okay, no red 5.
Also, I'm posting a PDF in the chat for anyone that wants to look at the World Reachy Championship rules. There's an entire documentation that has all of the nitty gritty in regards to it. But yeah, the main differences between Tenho and this is a Tamahane, no red fives, cons always flip first, and no double Yakuman.
So
And also no
Atamahane means
no
there's no
aborted
double
draws.
run.
Correct.
Oh,
Only single runs. And also there are no aborted
okay.
draws. So if you start out with 9 Kokushi tiles, you're going for Kokushi or something.
So no Kyokai, or what is that?
Q- or,
Kyushu.
good try. Yes, Kyushu Kuhai.
Okay.
No Kyushi Kyuhai. Okay.
And
I want to do
there's
that
no
Atamahane.
like 4 win discards. No reset whenever you have 4 Reachies either. So I think the only reset of a single game there might be, I'll have to actually check, is if there's 4 cons, but I'm not too sure about that. Though, look in the giant PDF file and you will find everything you ever need to know.
And then I kind of took a look the rules, and then I'm surprised I found the name, Muriyama Kaicho's name on the rules book, isn't it?
Correct.
So he
Um,
is involved?
Yes.
So
So the World
JPML
Reaching
is involved.
Mahjong Champion, um, PML is not involved. So the World Reaching Mahjong Championship, originally occurred in Paris 2 years ago, which was a really big collaboration between the EMA, the European Mahjong Association, as well as JPML. In which case Gemma, who is a pro in the JPML, and also the head of the WRC committee, was very, very, very crucial in forming all of this, and she did lots of work. But yes, so JPML has like a really big hand in this, and they're a very, very big pusher of the World Reachy Championship.
Hmm. And Dasuke, is it okay to do some those Mahjong comics? How do you say it? The imitation? Like
Oh yeah, like
let's
Doja.
say-
Mahjong comic imitation.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's say if I won like big hunt, and should I
Mm-hmm.
can I say gobure?
Gobure.
Like
Okay,
gobuchi?
okay. This is actually funny. One of the guys that's coming,
Uh-huh.
one of our guests, whose name is Benjamin
Uh-huh.
Boas.
Uh-huh.
Whenever he first went to a Janso in Japan
Uh-huh.
and he won a hand, he actually said that,
That's
and
cool.
they're like Ogyak-san, just please say Ron. But yeah,
Because it's kind of
uh,
bad manner, isn't
What
it?
what is that from? Can you enlighten our listeners, Dasuke, what was said and where that's from?
Gobure. What is the actual name of that?
Mukobuchi.
That is. Do you know Masa-san?
Mukobuchi. Kai.
Mukobuchi?
It's from the comic Mukobuchi, right?
Mukobuchi, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Has that actually been translated?
I don't know, but it's kind of popular one, and then it's
Yeah.
been in a long series.
Ah,
so-
yes, there is. Let's see. I did find. Oh, Mahjong Crazy did some. Or yeah, Mahjong Crazy did some. A little while back. But So yeah, there is actually a couple of volumes out of it in English.
And I wanna,
Not
I
officially,
wanna,
of course.
I wanna copy the
Please
junkie.
support the official release.
I wanna try to copy the
But
junkie
yeah.
style too.
Oh, okay, junkie style.
The junkie style.
And then when I had a
Have you ever-
atamahane, I
Uh-huh.
say, somebody open the hands first, right? And
Uh-huh.
then second, I go, shitsure, atamahane.
Oh,
Like, excuse me.
excuse me.
Have you ever played at the like Pine Oto before?
No, never.
Masa-san?
I
Masa-san?
took a look on YouTube. They're the crazy, faster, junkie
Yeah.
style mahjong, right?
Yeah. If you're ever in Japan, definitely check it out. It's really fun.
It's too
What's that
scary
place?
to go
What's
in
that
the
place
game.
called?
It's called Pai no Oto, the sound of tiles,
Yeah.
basically.
Oh, and what they play Junkiru out here, there? Or-
Yes.
Junkie Ryu.
So basically, you need to
So
discard,
junkie is
discard within 0.5 second, right?
Yes, basically. Junkie Ryu is like the way of the Mahjong demon. But it was really funny because the first time I went to like the Janso down there in LA, I got stuck on a table with who was it? Shacho,
Uh-huh.
I forgot the really old guy with the beanie,
Yeah,
and then another really good
yeah.
player there.
Grandpa.
But everyone was using Sakizumo, and I've never played with Sakizumo before.
Oh, really?
And so- yes, because I played at Junkie View, like the speed wasn't a problem. It was just like okay, but the Sakizumo was really weird because like pon, and then everyone puts back their tile, and sometimes they put back tiles that weren't their actual draw tiles.
But they were okay, but like 10 years ago at the Janso here, like everybody does the Sakizumo, right? And then when they had a pawn,
Yeah.
and then they need to put it back the original tile, isn't it? But
Uh-huh,
those
yeah.
grandpas, they change the tiles.
They switch them around.
And I knew
Yep.
it, but I kind of quiet.
Oh, I see. Defer to your
Yeah.
elders, huh?
Yeah, and then I beat them up pretty good. Anyway.
Anyway, you beat them anyway. Can you, Masa-san, can you talk a little bit about what Janso culture was here before, like 10 years ago?
10 years ago.
In California.
Yeah, so far we had like a couple, like 3 or 4, I believe. and
Oh.
and then everybody played like more. How, what should I say? Like more Japanese player. They play on the weekday.
On the weekday.
So they had about like 4 to 6 tables, and then it's all full, like every day kind of style.
Oh.
But after 911, I believe,
Uh-huh.
many people went back to Japan, and then they're getting less players, and then one's gone, two's gone.
Uh-huh.
So obviously the Janso, me and Dasuke and the Frenetic goes. That's the I think last one.
Oh, kind of the last one, huh? What
It's like the last samurai, except the last Junsu.
the last John so um, did during 10 years ago did people play a lot for like tenpin or tengo or what were the stakes back then?
Is it okay to talk about the rates here?
Yeah, it's okay.
It's underground.
Underground. This is underground. This is
It was in
underground
the
show.
past.
Yeah, the rates
good.
was like 10 ping.
Uh-huh.
So 1,000 point was about the dollar,
Mm.
and then they had a UMA. So the first place was 20. I'm sorry, 40 $40,
Oh.
and second place had a 20,
Mm.
and third place minus 20, fourth place minus 40,
Oh.
and then sometimes they play much higher one, 60 and 30, and then
UMA.
some of them they play 100, 300.
Oh.
I think 100, 300 is the most expensive one I saw it. I
Ah.
never played.
And
Oh,
you
wow.
never you stayed away from that table.
Yeah, I did the Daiso for a while, but my hand was shaking.
Oh, I see.
Anyway,
Oh.
That
Did
was
you
a
work
fun-
at the Janso as a
No.
when you were at Daiso?
about a week
Oh.
when I lose like pretty big money, I work for the Janso as a part time.
As a part time. So guys, yeah. Wow, that's really amazing.
Yeah, but it was pretty fun.
It's a good memory, right?
Yeah, it's a good memory.
Uh, that's the way that I felt when I came to the Janso for the first time and met Masa-san, and just kind of pushed and kind of took my beating where I had to give. Like I said, I wasn't embarrassed that I lost my money. I lost all my money in my wallet. I was embarrassed more about how poorly I played rather than the money I lost. And I think you had a funny anecdote, right? When I gave the money, there was one where I said, "Oh, I owe you more money," like, and they went, "No, they all paid for you,"
Yeah.
and I felt kind of ashamed that I didn't know what was going on.
Because we kind of felt sorry for this guy.
Because he kind of wandered in and was like, I don't know.
Took all his money.
So you talked with Keisan, the owner of the Janso, right?
Uh-huh.
About me, like, who was this guy? Because I was probably one of the first foreign players. Did you have any other foreign players that came?
Sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but he was asking me like, who is this? And he thought Frenetic is my friend.
Uh-huh.
But we just met right there like 5 minutes ago. And then after we played, he started asking me a lot of questions, but I just told him, I don't know that guy. I just met in front of the store like 5 minutes ago. And he said, I bet he's not gonna coming back to pay for the shortage.
Uh-huh.
But he sent me a couple days later text, hey, guess what? The guy came back to pay the short. And then that changed the impression of Frenetic to the guy, the owner.
Oh yeah, he was like, oh, this guy wants to pay back his debt.
After
Like,
after that, whenever you go the Janso, he's really nice to you, right?
yeah. I like going there just to hang out and hear the old Showa stories
Yeah.
of mahjong playing.
Chinchorin for.
Yeah, and then we played a little chichorin. That was fun. Guys, that should be a side event one of these days at your mahjong parties. And we'll teach you.
Century.
So it was very funny because I remember asking Keisan like, "Oh, you teach lessons?" After I lost all my money, he goes, "Oh, you teach lessons? Can I get mahjong lessons from you, Keisan?" And he goes, My lessons are very expensive." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I learned one of them today." But no, it's great. I think he gave me he gave me the business card.
Yeah.
That's membership, and I was like, oh, this is just I paid for the membership
Yeah,
to come
'cause
in.
he doesn't usually give out for those like unknown guys.
Yeah, yeah. So it was very good, and I just keep at it. Never give up, guys. Just keep on going, because you never know what will happen and what will grow.
But the Janso, it's kind of, it's scary.
Yeah.
It's a scary place because you never know like how much you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
Because it's a mahjong. The other side, you don't know how much you're gonna win, but
The losing part.
sometimes it happens.
Yeah, no matter how good you are.
So those people, if they wanna go Janso, you can come visit the Rapon.
Yeah, you can visit Roppongi first, which
Yeah.
is the Mahjong Dojo.
Yeah.
And play no rate before you go to the Janso.
So anyway, I have one more question regards the tournament.
Yes.
Daisuke, are we gonna have a live cast at the finals so that everybody could take a look?
So right now we're still trying to figure out all the everything. Because the main reason, or I guess the main issues that we might run into with live streaming is internet at the actual hotel itself.
I see.
If the internet is good, or even regardless if the internet is good or not, we're still planning to actually go over there and record at least 2 tables, including the top 8 and the final table. So we will be putting those up.
On the YouTube?
Yes.
Wow, that would be cool.
That'd be really cool.
But I'll be again, I'll be really nervous. I have never played in front of the camera.
Well, I
In
mean,
front of the camera.
just think you're playing at the Janso where you're playing for money a lot. You're
That's
nervous
gonna
about
be
Wait,
around
wait.
48 people.
Wait, Masa-san. You just said I would be really nervous playing in front of the camera. Does that mean that you're declaring right now to everyone that regardless of the 52 people, you are going to be in the top 8?
We'll try.
You've heard it here.
You heard it here.
Masa-san is declaring his victory.
No, I will try. Or some other Rapon member will.
Oh, there you go. If not me, some other Roppongi member will.
I don't want to be a big mouth, so. But I will try. And Shinki is gonna go for the tournament, right?
Right, he's participating in the tournament. I made sure that he was, so...
I wanna see
sadly,
him.
I'm going to be
I wanna see him
repping
at
and
the
all that.
final.
Did you hear that? He just issued a challenge to Shinki.
Or Shisho will.
So,
And guess what? Like
oh,
Dawes
man.
and Jen. Have you guys take a look at
Oh,
like Jen played on the YouTube? There's a couple of the YouTube videos, and also Gus start learning Gus and Jen on YouTube
Oh, yeah, yeah.
because we should.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they're going to be playing in the tournament as well, yes?
And I think Jen played against Seto Kuma, and was it Takizawa and Hisato?
Maji.
Like some like famous ones, and then she beat them all.
She beat
She
them all.
kept winning all the hands, and then I thought, oh, wow. Sometimes it
Got 'em.
happens, but so her offense, how to say, her attack
Attack.
skill is gonna be really high level. So I cannot, like, no one cannot be always defending, right?
Yes. So you mean her Mawashi?
Yeah, Mawashi might be too late.
Oh.
I don't know. But everybody needs to start prepare. Even they're pro,
We're going to
we
be
need
playing with
compete.
pros. The pros are competing as well. So,
And then I see Garth is really clever player.
from watching his videos too.
So because they're pros.
They're pros. They're pros. And again, if you guys go to the tournament, we should have something where people, maybe a spectator pass if people want to come and just watch or something like that. Well, maybe that might not be feasible, but at least to watch some of Jen and Garth and Benjamin talk about what it's like to play Mahjong in Japan,
Yeah.
or maybe different talks, where it's not just a tournament, but we get to interact with the pros, and maybe because I know there's some of La Palme that want to go pro as well, or have pros play here, or if there's some sort of interaction with the JPML or some other leagues
Yeah.
up there on stateside.
I will definitely order Jane's book through the Amazon, and I will get the autograph.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Get it autographed by. And Jen did a lot of
Um,
legwork at the very beginning, very early, to lay a foundation of mahjong in the West, Riichi mahjong in the West, and now the seeds of the seeds of that efforts had been sown far back have now started to bear fruit. And now what we're seeing is they've taken root, and now they're growing, and it's a very exciting world for Riichi mahjong in the U.S.
Yeah,
This year, just this year.
Yeah. So I'm really thankful for
XGO.
PML to setting up those tournaments.
XGO asked, will there be side events? Yes, we will be playing Chinchorin as the side tournament. So come on down. No, I'm joking. I'm going to leave that to Doug, but not really. So if you want to get a hold of me.
But not really. Well, actually, I just added to the schedule.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so we are gonna have side events. All of the pros I believe, are going to be doing a kind of like a teaching session, in which Masa-san was just talking about Jin's book. I believe she's was talking about to me that she's planning on bringing some, and we can actually do a book signing and
Oh.
whatnot. And she said she might even go over there and update it with Garth before the actual tournament. So definitely look
Oh.
forward to that.
Have you talked with them? Actual? That's good.
What was that?
Have you talked with Jane or Garth? How?
Can you talk to them?
No. Have you ever talked with them?
Oh, yes. Whenever I was in Japan, I actually went over there and I met up with like Gemma and Garth and
Really? Wow.
all of them. And I originally went out one night and played with Gemma, Garth, me, and the US PML's president, David Resnick. And we went and played set,
Wow.
and then we went out to drink after that. And then that night, Gemma's like, "Hey, do you want to be on TV?" And I'm like, sure.
You should.
She was like, "Okay, cool. Contact Jen because she has like a TV thing that her producers want to do, and they need someone to help out. But I have a plane flight back." I'm just like, "Okay." And so
So-
I got into contact with Jen, and I ended up being on like this variety show on NHK, where they like interview a random person on the street who happens to know about mahjong, and then he goes over there to a Janso and plays with Jen and Garth and Benjamin Boas, and so that's where I originally went over there and met Jen and Jim and Benjamin.
So
And also
that's
before
good.
that, whenever I was in Japan, I went and just like found Jen at a Janso that she was she's guest at.
That means
So yeah.
you have Jane's phone number.
That's true, and you've already met all the players already, so that's very interesting. Again, like I said, a relationship got built in Japan, and now they're finally coming over to the U.S. To present mahjong, which is really amazing.
It's actually kind of funny because Kira, the
Uh-huh.
president of the Pacific Mahjong League, who I got my current job from and current housing from and current Pacific Mahjong League from, I actually met her at a Janso in Japan because I knew her
Huh?
from online Osamuko, and she happened to be visiting Japan at that time. So I'm like, hey, let's go out to a Janso and we can go play set. So
What?
yeah,
So you met Kira in Japan?
yes.
First time? Or you went together?
What was that?
You met the Kira first time in Japan? Or
Correct.
you guys went together?
No. So originally I knew Kira from the online mahjong community, but the first time I actually met her in person was in Japan.
Wow.
How amazing is that, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that
They are
cool?
crazy.
Yeah,
They went to Japan to play mahjong.
to play mahjong. to visit and play mahjong. Not only but it's interesting, right?
Wow.
So they're very connected.
So who started this one? Who started this movement?
So Daisuke, where did you think this whole started with? Masa-san asked, like, how did English West players come into mahjong? You
Um,
think what your theory is?
so it was actually way before me where all of this actually started coming in. Like Jen was really big on like the Reach Mahjong stuff, and that like exploded everywhere. Aside from that, there were several different groups like on 4chan and like IRC that would go over there and play Mahjong. And then of course you had the Osamuko blog, which is where I first actually jumped in to the online Mahjong community and got to know like all these people from all around the world, and I met like tons of them through living in Japan where they happened to be visiting, and I'm like, hey, let's go play at a Junso, or whenever I went to like Europe to play in tournaments or just going around America. So yeah, I actually don't know where it came from, because by the time I got into mahjong, because I didn't even learn mahjong until like really late 2010, and then I actually got started getting involved in the community about like, when was that? In like sometime in 2011. So yeah, it was actually before me. I know like Q might have been around at that time. What? Nodoka.
I, I
So now we need to combine everybody and then start making much bigger community,
yeah,
isn't it?
I think this is only the beginning.
Wow.
Yeah,
The
This
world of mahjong.
the world of
this will
mahjong.
be a story.
Yeah, this is a good story. Well, do you guys have any more questions from the chat? Please feel free to ask Masa-san. He's our special guest here. Ask him some questions. He's a Japanese player of mahjong. Um, um, Feel free to ask me or Daisuke any other questions, whether putting about the convention. We'll give you some time.
I have a couple question to Daisuke. Uh, since I'm
All
here,
right.
there's like so many mahjong words, right? And then I think those folks, they know like yaku or pon or chi or those like on the textbooks.
Hmm.
And but still there's gonna be so many mahjong words. Like for example, debasai or yamagoshi or hikkake or one chance, right?
Hmm.
Could you explain those to everyone? I think those gonna be help a little bit.
So in regards
Let's
to
go from
mahjong words,
debasai.
a lo- hmm. So there's a lot of them that have actually been translated, in which I know in Osamuko, on one of the
Oh
top
yeah.
nav bars, there is a big list of Japanese mahjong terminology, which I will link that in the chat right now. But yeah, that has like a lot of stuff, and it's actually kind of funny because the first time I went to Japan, um, whenever I went to Johnso's, I always have to go online and read all of the rules and manners,
Mm-hmm.
because if I get there and I don't know what I'm doing, then they'll kick me out. And this list actually helped me a lot because it has like the English, it has the Japanese there and also the English meaning, and so I was able to just kind of like go through this list a lot and like learn all the different mahjong terminologies, which is the reason why I'm able to read mahjong books now. In fact, whenever I was first starting to read like full books in Japanese, I couldn't really read like actual like light novel books and whatnot, but I could really easily read mahjong books, or I could talk to people about mahjong pretty easily because I had this list and I knew how to talk about mahjong. So it's like, oh yeah, why were you waiting on this wait? Or like, what did you do in this game? I could go on for hours. And then they're like, oh, how was your day? Yoku hanasemasen, kind of sort of thing.
So what
But
words
yeah.
did you want him to explain or anything? No.
No, since everyone knows, then that's fine. Because that's kind of helpful to explain. Like,
Mm. Oh, okay. So here we have some questions for you, Masa-san.
hi.
We've got one from Cold Winters. I want to ask Masa-san if he goes into user Nico Nama mahjong streams.
Do I go watch Nikonama?
Yeah.
Not really. I know what it is, but not really.
Mm. Why is that?
It's like YouTube,
Oh,
or they could do the live,
yes.
and then sometimes they are showing those live Mahjong, how do you say, pros
Oh, yes.
games.
Hmm.
And because since I'm here, I don't know when they're gonna play.
Ah, I see.
So I'll find most of them on YouTube
Later, after the
later
fact.
after, yes.
Because the time difference between here and Japan is so
And then
large.
especially I think the Tenho Pro versus JPML is on the Nikonama, isn't it, right now?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, and then they
people
have an
mention
archive from the Tenho's website.
and you watch that sometimes.
Those are fun.
We have another question for you, Masa-san,
Hi.
from XGO. What does Masa-san consider his playstyle to be?
Playstyle, I'm trying to find out right now.
Even after this long play, is it because you're switching from Janso's style play to tournament style play?
Tournament style play is like totally different, and I gotta be really smarter, I think. And I like to attack.
You like to
I
attack.
like to reach a lot. However, sometimes it won't happen. Then I'm start learning ori or mawashi, or more defensive styles. So I think all-round player will be the best. But my favorite, the pro, one of them is Setokuma, and he always coming back, and then Kuma Kuma time. So
Kuma time.
I want to go all the way. That's my first thing. But if not, then
Yeah,
still I don't want to give up.
I definitely, I definitely noticed that when I play you, because especially like between like you and Shisho, like your style is a lot like going forward a lot. Even in like the face of some Richis, you're more willing to like go and push forward if you're near something. Shisho is like what like Shisho plays like a really cool Mawashi Uchi.
Yeah,
And he
he
also
does
likes to
all
set up
kind of
a lot
stuff.
of traps. Oh yeah, like Shisho's play is really fun. Like whenever you play him, it's just like I know like the first time I played him, like he just has really good eyes. Like he just like notices everything. And
Yeah.
not only like like, oh, I dropped my tile. He notices that, by the way. But more so like in your play, like in like like what you're going to do. It's just like, man, Shisho like sees like right through me. It's like, what do I got to do to like trap him? So it's really fun.
I think first time Shisho start teaching us was at the time he had so many ippatsumo, and I was like, me and my friends, they were like, how can you get so many ippatsumo, right? And then he explained like because of our old margin table, it was automatic, but since it's old, there's gonna be the connection for those tiles we put it in before, so there's like closer ones.
Oh, closer ones. Oh.
Oh wow.
And then, or like so he even take a look at the Janso's table
Oh.
to find out how was those like mixing.
Oh, he could play and figure out how
Yeah, of
things
course
can
that
mix.
he does like nokori nokori. There's like how many left in the yama, possibility, like all kind of knowledge, but he has his own like occult stuff, which his chitoitsu theory is really funny, but I'm not gonna tell anyone. Not yet.
After the tournament.
Not yet.
Save it.
Oh wait, he has a really funny Cheese theory. Oh
Yes,
wow.
but I don't want to Dasuke to learn it.
Dasuke
No,
to learn it.
no. That's really funny because Shinji, what's it called? Shinki has a really funny Chitoitsu theory as well.
Oh really? I think Shinki has like more crazy one. His stuff is like
Oh, it's so
making a lot of
crazy.
sense. But I think Shinki's style like a lot hard to understand.
Oh.
I think he's
Shinki's style is very occultish. He's like a
Yeah.
digital occult player, basically.
so XGO, that's very interesting. So here's another question from XGO.
Okay.
What do you think from the Western styles, Western players? Their mahjong comes from playing Tenho. What do you think of the Western players' styles that mostly come from Tenho?
I think it's same as like the people playing in Japan. I think it's about same because like when was that? Like last time I played with the Frenetic on the Tenko. Which room we went to? Like
Oh
English
yeah, we went to
players
the
room?
lobby. Yeah, we played with not lemon and
7447.
yeah 7447.
Who was that guy's name? Lemon?
Not lemon.
Not Lemon.
Yeah.
He got me the Kokshi with the Richie.
With a Richie.
I play with them and then I thought there's not much difference.
Ah.
But when I play the actual Mahjong against like so-called PML
Live tiles. Yeah.
live tiles or the no-call PML members, I think they could be much better if Daisuke could explain the theory from the books because especially right now those digital theory is easier to understand.
Oh.
And then I think American player they could develop their own theory.
Ah, from learning these basics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Like Shinki has created his
Yes.
Chitu Itsu theory. Yeah.
and because I know the American people there's like a lot of genius players or good poker players or they could bring their own like stuff
Their flavor.
into the Mahjong and then they could develop. I think they have a potential.
To see like a uniquely Western style
Yeah.
play that is as sound as Japanese play. That draws off maybe from the already like poker culture.
Yes.
Right. That makes sense to me. Yeah. And that would be very interesting to see. Like, and I think this is very interesting hearing Shisho's theory of Chitu Itso or Shinki's theory of Chitu Itso, where they meet on this field of mahjong with the tiles and kind of communicate on a very deep level through games. You know, it's like a different type of communication, and I'm kind of really interested to see what's going to happen. Let me see if there's any other questions. I guess that indirectly answers your question, XGO, about what level of play you will expect at the tournament.
I have no clue.
Yeah. I think it's going to be very interesting. So, okay. I guess this will be one of the last questions, which is, XGO asks, do you have any tips for playing with live tiles, Masa-san? Like how to arrange tiles or how to handle tiles?
I don't know. You need to keep playing, and get used to with the live tiles. And then one thing I could tell is when you're taking the high buy, everybody takes like how many? 15, 17.
Yeah.
And then they open hands, right?
Yes.
But that takes a lot of time. And then first tile you discard. You know when you take the sumo and then discard, you miss the your kamicha's the reaction of like what they are discarding, or you need to decide what you discard. So from my suggestion is when you take the 4 tiles, open it and then connect it, how do you say, order it, and then take another 4 tile, open it, and then it just not 1 through 9 but how do you say, Daisuke, help me.
So yeah, just like figure out like, you know, what you need and what you not need, and kind of like get in like a general order to figure out what you have, but as opposed to just getting all 14 tiles, putting it up, and then looking at it. I know whenever I went to Dunkey-do, which is like stupidly fast mahjong, they expect you to, as soon as you grab your last tile for your hand, to immediately discard. And if you try to just get 14 tiles, bring it up, and then do it, it's going to be really slow, and there's a very good chance you're going to mess up. So what I had to learn was basically go over there, pick up 4 tiles, immediately put them up, arrange them, and find out what tile do I not need out of all these tiles. Okay, good. Pick up 4 more tiles. Look at those 8. What do I not need? Put that over. All right, good. Do that until I have all my tiles, and then as soon as I have all my tiles, because I've been doing that, I immediately know I should discard this.
And then I
So
think
basically kind of like that.
Kosho was saying like the last tile you pick, it's kind of tell you another information, like rather go or not to go, or sometimes with the high buy you could tell the last tile, or when you're a dealer when you do the chon chon, but which order you get it, like is it getting into the kanchan and it makes like shanten much faster or not? So you need to prepare. But once you take everything and then open, and you don't know which one is which one, and it takes time to arrange it, then you miss the chance. Or sometimes it happen like when you really need to do the pawn with the east, but you missed it. Oh shit!
That was like the first tile,
Yeah.
like your Kamicha, but you were busy looking at your
Yeah.
tiles.
So when you're taking the 4 tiles, the game is already starting it.
So think of the game as starting when you pick your first tile, open your 4 tiles. The game has begun.
Or even before.
Oh.
The order
Yeah,
of
like-
the Kamicha, Shimocha, like who's who, and then what kind of player is that. Like, you need to really think that how the game will be. You need to make the game plan.
Like
Yes.
if this person is the Oya and you're like, oh, I kind of know what that style of play is, not because you played with that person before, but maybe you've played like this is like South First, right?
Yes.
And you've seen how this person plays from that one dealer
Yes.
rotation.
So even with the same players playing, but the Kamicha Shimocha is changing, then it's a totally different game. And then when you start playing with the same members, and then now you see, oh, this guy doesn't do like a lot of chi or a lot of pawns. He doesn't move. He likes Richi. Then you could go for like Koihai,
Oh.
like 7 or 6. You can without second thought you can discard, right? So let's say the Daniel, I mean the Dasuke was saying that there's a the grandpa, the beanie guy at the Janso. He doesn't do a lot of chi or pawn, but he does a lot of mesai. Now I know like what his style is. Then I need to be careful with his mesai richi, or if he doesn't do a lot of chi or pawn and he's shimocha, then I need to make the quicker hands with the high score or something like that.
Yeah. So
Is it make sense?
yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And I have a question for everyone too. The folks. Since I figure I went to the anime expo, and then Saki was the most popular one, right?
Most popular anime. Yeah.
Anime, Mahjong anime, isn't it? Why don't we do those group competition on online Tenho? What do you guys think? Like Q is from Chicago, right? And he has his company, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we should prepare for 3-player or 4-player as a one team.
Oh, I like that.
So actually, there have been a really big tournament in the past
they
couple
already
years
doing
called
it?
the Bug Money Tournament,
Uh-huh.
which has basically been a really big Saki style tournament
Really?
with 3 players on each team.
Really? But I think the online then it's gonna be much easier to
organize.
isn't it?
So I think maybe we should do maybe we should do something where we have 3 players from La Pomme, 3 players from NorCal PML, 3 players from SoCal PML,
3-player from Chicago.
Chicago, 3 players from like Seattle, maybe US PML, and then we can have a Saki style tournament.
Yeah, 100,000 points
Yeah,
with the team.
I really want to actually do a like inter club tournament between all the different clubs, especially in North America.
Yeah, everybody should get
The
involved.
biggest thing with the biggest thing with Saki style tournaments, because you have X number of players and they have to play one after another because they can't play all at the same time. Since in Saki style, everyone has shared points. So depending on the other games, your strategy and what you should do will change. Because that's the case, you have to schedule them one after the other to do the other, which can be very time consuming. But once the scheduling is done, especially if it's a small group of people, for instance, if it's just like 4 clubs or 8 clubs, that's pretty manageable, especially if you could split it between 2 days.
And then you have the way
yeah.
to show the Tenho on live.
Yeah, which I can broadcast. I can have
Broadcast.
a spectator. I can be a spectator and spectate the game, and we could do commentary or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So
Have you guys seen? I don't know actually. Have you guys look up Bug Money Tournament? And I don't know if there's actually videos from the last one around. But I know we did streaming for the Bug Money Tournament as well as commentation for it.
Well, yeah. Let's
Bug
go ahead
Money.
and take a look at that, and maybe I'll get you some links for that, Masa-san. And Well, it looks like we're winding down to the end one. So, guys, again, think about that sake style tournament. Maybe we can have something maybe in the meantime to kind of sharpen up our skills for the September tournament where we
Yeah.
play with WRC rules, and just kind of a test. So,
Yeah, I want to get involved everybody, like all different communities.
yeah, and
Chicago, Seattle,
yeah,
all in one.
yeah, all in one. And who knows? Maybe we can do a European one too. European
Yes.
versus US. Depending on the time zones, maybe we could have something that works out. Well, this is the Mahjong Meetup episode 6. I guess we're going to go wind this episode down. Thank you very much, Masa-san, for coming over.
Thank you, everybody.
This won't be the last episode he'll be on. He'll be on in subsequent ones as we recap tournaments and have other things going on. So Masa-san will be on. Hopefully Kenji-kun K-kun, K-san will be on here.
I think he's working.
Oh, okay. Maybe we can fit something in. Anyways, lots of new developments in the Mahjong world in the West, and let's just keep on going forward. And again, if you have any idea, any desire to present at a convention, get a hold of me. I'll let you know the logistics surrounding that, and let's just keep on getting better and studying and improving our Mahjong. Let's make all our Mahjong strong.
Yay! Bye now.
Catch you later.
See you guys.